Since yesterday's practice, now that you've had a chance to step back, just look better.
Yeah. First day in pads, a lot of good energy out there, and obviously the defense is doing a good job getting the ball away. That's been a big point of emphasis training camp, so that's been really encouraging to see. I think our run game has continued to do this each day. Yesterday was a big day for that, which was a lot of fun to see. I didn't listen to Tyler just now, but there's some good progress that we can continue to make in the pass game, and that's going to come. So that's really exciting. So again, it's good to build off what we got yesterday. We'll have a day off tomorrow, so we'll have a chance to step back and get guys back healthy. There's a couple nicks and bruises out there that are really just day-to-day stuff for a couple guys, but nothing of major concern right now.
Zach, is the pass rush bothering Joe at all? Do you think it's in his head at all at this point, or is he handling it pretty well?
No, I think it's the whole unit right now. We're just getting a feel for each other, and it's no. You'd like to be throwing touchdowns in every play right now, but we got some progress to be made. But there's no cause for panic for any reason for that. So we still got 39 days before our first game. So we got a lot of practices left to be had. So I'm excited because we know that we can continue to get better and be more detailed, and that's going to come.
You get so used to expecting so much of Joe. I mean, it's like you feel like he always goes above the expectations. Is it unfair to expect somebody, considering all he's going through with the rehab, to show up day one and just be lighting it up? Would that kind of an unfair expectation outside of?
I try not to have those sorts of expectations. So people are entitled to do whatever they want to think coming into it. But again, it's our job to get certain guys ready for this first game and other guys ready for the first game of the regular season. And so, you look at Joe and DJ and Trey, and really our process is to get them ready for Minnesota on September 12th. There's a lot of other guys we're trying to get ready for next Saturday whenever we play against Tampa Bay. So there's different tracks guys are on right now, and I'm encouraged from what I see from Joe and what I meet with Joe. And again, we're going to complete more balls as we go forward. We all know that. So.
In one-on-ones and 7-on-7s, the offense is having good moments. Is there something that has to happen to translate that to 11-on-11?
Well, I mean, let's give credit to the defense right now. They're playing better than they have in the last 3 training camps I've been to. And that's just the confidence that they're playing with, the chemistry that they've developed over a short time, the understanding of the principles that we're employing. So you got to give credit to those guys. Those guys are making it hard on any offense right now. So again, that's good for us because we're seeing. You're watching how sticky our DBs are. It's hard to win right now against them because they're being competitive on short plays and down the field plays, and that's what I love to see as a head coach. So again, it's exciting to watch our defense be able to play like that.
I think Joe looks at the clock. So with people around, but with people around.
Yeah, for all our quarterbacks, it's just getting used to the pocket movement. We've been doing Skelly all spring, and it's the first day in pads where guys are really coming off the ball and tightening up the pocket. So I only expect that to improve going forward.
How's that Larry Ogunjobi?
He's getting better. He really is getting better. So again, some of these hamstrings, I don't like to say day to day or week to week right now. It's just kind of he's going through it, but I think he's coming along well.
Is there any concern that he would not be able to have the hamstring ready for the opener against Minnesota, or is that?
No, I wouldn't think that's anything on the radar. Yeah.
How's Riley doing?
Riley's good. It's he went through the walkthrough today, so we'll just see how he feels today for practice. But again, that's more one of the day-to-day. Eli Apple, Trey Wayne, those type of guys. These are not weak injuries. These are more see how they feel each day going through. Joe Mixon kind of got nicked up on the ankle yesterday, and so he was out the rest of practice, but he'll be in there today.
Young linebacker, second year, second training camp. Are they noticeably different this year from last?
Yeah. I do. I think those guys have taken the step that we expect them to make. Jermaine Pratt's playing really well right now. Logan Wilson, all those guys, to a man, have stepped up. That's a unit right now that has really good depth from top to bottom. So in these preseason games, we're going to be really excited about watching all of them. All the guys who are in that room have made some plays. We saw Joe Bocci yesterday on a counter play, avoid the block, take on the block by the tight end, and make the tackle for a no-yard gain on what could have been a touchdown. A 70-yard touchdown if we make that one block. So there's a lot of guys that have shown up. You expect that to be in the run game. Where I've really seen a giant step is in the pass game. So all the things you see from the offensive pass game, to me, I'm seeing how tight these corners are in coverage. Von Bell making plays just as expected. Mike Hilton, it's hard to get away from him. And then these linebackers have really taken the next step because now they've all got at least 2 years in the system of how to play the coverages. And that has been really, really cool for me to see.
Coach, when you think about most people excited about the offense, and rightfully so, were you as coaches looking at that defensive roster thinking, you know, we got some guys who can really play football?
You think that, but it's a little bit of an unknown. You know, it's they play in different systems. They come in. You have high expectations for them, but you know it's going to take some time. And I just think those guys have really played fast from the get-go. I've been really pleased with not only the guys that are returning, but the newcomers that we have been a really pleasant, expected performances, I guess. But that's what you're hoping you were going to get out of them, and they've done well so far.
Then Michael and Jackson with the ones at the guards, is it trending that way, or is that just a short?
I wouldn't make any notes on that right now. You know, that's still a process. When you say the 39 days to our first game, that's going to take some time, and you know, so again, guys are making improvements in different areas, and there's good, and then there's some things we got to continue to improve with those guys. But I think Frank's doing a really good job with those guys, and they're playing well for him.
What would you like to see from the offense that you haven't seen yet this game?
Well, you know, I think one thing that's really going to help the offense, we haven't had these move the ball periods yet. It's all scripted. Yesterday, you guys saw like a 14-play, 12 personnel script, you know, so there's no 11 personnel on there. And so, again, I think they're going to benefit from some move the ball and changing up the personnels and doing some different things instead of just focusing on the periods that we've done. So today, you'll see some good competition. We'll do some short yardage competition today, some red zone unscripted competition today. So you guys are going to get an opportunity to see some real situations that are a little bit different than what we've done the last few days, where everything's pretty scripted out.
But the defense knew it was coming, right?
They know what the emphasis of the period is, but that doesn't mean that they're going to win the period necessarily. But they've done a great job executing what's been asked of them and being really detailed with their assignments, and it's been hard on the offense.
From this point on, there'll be a lot more of that. That's kind of a.
The install's coming to a completion here, you know, and so, you know, you're putting in X amount of plays on offense and defense really these first 10 days. And then after that, it's okay, set the reset button, let's go play football, get ready for this first game. So now as we get to about a week out from that first game, you're going to see way more move the ball up and down the field, get guys in the flow, have to sustain 8-play, 10-play drives. Right now it's all 4 to 5 play stuff. So that part's exciting, and that's where you're really going to be able to have a measuring stick on where this team's at is next week when we start doing more of that before that first game.
I'm sure you guys are looking into maybe adding depth at tackle. You guys have had you have some picks there.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys are still open to?
I think we're always evaluating what's out there, you know, on both sides of the line. But hopefully Fred's can come back sooner rather than later. Riley could be back, you know, as soon as today. So, you know, I think Isaiah Prince has done a nice job. It's good for your Deontay Smith to get a lot of reps. So it's not a bad thing when a guy misses a practice or two, because you get a chance to see those young guys step up and what they're capable of, and the pressure's on them a little bit, which is good to see. You know, Deontay, first day in pads, you get to block Sam Hubbard for, you know, 50 plays or whatever it was. So that's a good welcome to the NFL moment. You know, this guy just made $10 million and he's trying to make sure everyone knows that he's earned every penny of it. So Deontay's the one that gets to see that up close and in person. So that was a fun battle to see. But you didn't see any panic from him. You know, he didn't win every battle, certainly, but you saw him, hey, he might lose a rep and reset, have a great next rep. And that's what we're asking these young players in particular to do is, hey, it's a long game. You're going to make a mistake. Reset, focus on your technique, and Frank's done a great job with those guys.
With that said, first day pass rush, all that sort of thing, Sam with Deontay, anybody else that caught your eye? It was pretty good work all the way across, up and down the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, pretty good work. You know, it's just a thud, so we're not taking guys to the ground. You know, I think as a whole, the defense did a nice job on that first day, but there's certainly room for improvement in a lot of areas there. But, you know, we'll continue to get more evaluations as we get more days in pads. You know, we'll be 3 days in pads next week, so we'll have a lot more stuff to reference going forward.
Sorry to go backwards, but is mixed practice today, or are you talking about?
Yeah, mixed practice today.
You mentioned the secondary and how well they're playing.
Yeah.
We've all seen that. On the flip side, are you worried at all about the lack of separation?
No, because we've seen what our guys are capable of, and you know, for all those guys, I think as we go forward, we start to emphasize guys doing certain things and really focus in on what we're expecting them to do in this season. Right now, we're just calling plays, and everyone's expected to do everything, which is the way you want it. They're all capable of that. As it gets closer to this first preseason game, you really get a chance to hone in on what guys do best and really emphasize that, and that'll be good.
Coach, you drafted guys. One of the things was a theme for you was.
Let's wait for a second for this phone to stop ringing.
That shut down. There it goes.
As you were drafting guys, one of the things you were looking for was character, captains,
Yeah.
captains. It appears that this team really has made a culture shift.
Yeah.
And guys have been stepping up to the plate, and you just see this consistency of unity and things. Has it happened as fast as you thought it would, or maybe quicker?
I can just say I'm really happy with where the team's at in that regard. It is. I enjoy talking to every player in the weight room, the locker room, at practice. Love seeing every face that walks by me on the way to practice, and it's showing up, and that's going to mean something for us this year, because not only are these guys great character guys, but they've got talent too. We've got a lot of talent on this football team, and so that combined with each other is going to elevate everyone around them. All these young guys are going to come up faster. All these guys that we count on to be role players are going to escalate that process a little quicker. And, I just think it's awesome. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and it's a great joy to coach these guys.
What's the learning curve with Jamar for in your eyes, and what are some things that we should look at just to know that, okay, you're seeing him hit the thing that you want to see him do?
Yeah, for Jamar, we get a chance to see him in one-on-ones really work, and that was good to see yesterday. You saw him make some great plays in one-on-ones. Again, our DBs are really challenging guys on the outside, and so there are some new routes that we're incorporating with him that are going to be huge for us during the season. And part of it is you sustain a drive, some of those DBs start backing off. It makes things a little bit easier. So I think those are things, credit to our DBs, because they're showing up and they're pressing you on every snap right now. But that usually works in the benefit of the receiver as the drive extends and guys get a little more worn down, playing a little softer, and now you get a chance to work some free access stuff. So it's great. I'd rather start with this. I'd rather start with bump, man. These guys have to work, and they got to work their technique and understand leverage and do a great job with the route details. I'd rather start that way than the opposite. Everything's easy, you get free access. So I think it's really good for our receivers, and it's only going to get better from those guys. So they're right on pace.
How has Jackson Carman been playing, and is he going to continue to only get reps at guard?
Yeah, I think he flashes all the reasons why he's here. And like any young player, it's the consistency of the technique. To the naked eye, things may look great on a certain play, and Frank just wants that detail to be exact, which is what's really going to make us great in the running game. And so that's the standard that Frank sets. It's awesome to watch. It's really going to benefit those young guys, Jackson, Deontay, Trey Hill, all those young guys. They're really going to get. They're good players, and they're going to improve very quickly as well.
You referenced that as a head coach, it's kind of great to see what the defense is
Yeah.
doing so far. As a play caller, maybe you'd like to see the offense take off a little bit.
Well, at the same time,
you need one of those days soon.
yeah, I know what the offense is going to be capable of, especially in the passing game. And so, again, that's why I like what I'm seeing from this team, because I know where we're going to be, and we got plenty of time to get there. And so that's what helps me sleep at night, because I know it's coming, and I know what the perception is as people watch. But again, we're going to get there, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Where are you with the attention to detail stuff, ball security, guys has a chance to make a catch off the football? I mean, nobody's going to ever be perfect, but in terms of how do you see execution out?
They're making us work defensively to the offense because they're getting balls out. So again, we learned some lessons really those first couple of days of practice on offense. Guys got to be strong at the point of the catch because guys are going to play right through the wrist and get the ball out. They've done a great job of that. The fine line we have to balance in practice is protecting our teammate. We want guys hunting the ball and knocking it out, not taking guys to the ground if it's a thud period and not a tackling period. So just our guys every single day, I think they're going to get better at understanding how to practice like pros and get the work done that they need to get done while also protecting their teammate and getting fewer guys on the ground. And so again, we've talked to the team about that today. We'll show some examples tonight, and I expect improved performance in that area today at practice.
Is there anything you've seen from Joe, Zach, specifically that you really like what he's doing at this stage?
Yeah, I think he's got
You
a.
only see the completion stuff, and that doesn't probably say really small arms.
Joe's as expected. We meet with him all day, and he's got great retention on what we're looking for in plays, even if we're installing it for the first time since the spring last fall. And so again, it's just those guys just getting work with each other, and putting the pads on is a little bit different for all of our guys. So again, Joe's been on schedule. With that being said, I've said up here many times, it's my job as the head coach to protect these guys coming off of injury. And so we'll rest Joe today, because we got this 3-day burst next week. And so, again, as we sit down and talk, is what do we want from each of our players? We want certain guys ready for game one. We want other guys to feel great preseason game one. So we get a chance to work those other quarterbacks today and give him a day off so he can have a great 3 days next week.
Was that planned?
Just another minute or two, please.
Before the season, before you guys started, you would do that with the combo of days here?
There wasn't an exact plan in place on how every guy was going to look. So we just want to adjust. So today with the short yards go on emphasis, these backs are going to get a lot of work, and so it's a good time to give a quarterback off and let some of these other guys work and hand the ball off and see these backs run and a couple live reps here against those defensive linemen and linebackers in that short yardage period. So again, just balancing what the emphasis on practice is and keeping those guys fresh off of surgery, ready to go for next week.
The fact that it would be a back-to-back day off, is that any part of consideration?
There's a bonus there, for all those guys. And, one thing from Joe is he just wants to practice. He wants every rep he could get. And so if you ever leave it up to him, you're not going to get, so it's my job to make sure I manage all those guys. And we've done that with Trey Hopkins. Trey Hopkins wasn't in team yesterday. He'll be back in team today. Same thing for DJ Reader. We've really done a good job of managing him as well. So, again, we want to make these guys feeling great for next week and ready for week 1 against Minnesota.
How did it work? How did Joe handle it?
Great. I mean, he wants the reps. He wants to be in there with the guys, continuing to gain chemistry with these receivers. So it's not something he wants to do, but he's not the head coach, so he doesn't get to make that decision.
What's a day off for Joe Burrow? Is he going to be out there? Is he going to be in the huddle and stuff like that, or is he get the full day off?
Yeah, they can hear in their quarterback headset, so they don't need to be in the huddle necessarily. That's the beauty of, they all get the headsets in there, so he's still